Nice.
Well, we'll have to see when, you know, it comes up on Twitch and you guys can see this live. I think we're live actually. So welcome to our delayed Jungle Cup Battles and Banter stream. Sorry for the delay, guys. I totally didn't just carry my desktop all the way across the city to another place where power has been restored while the storm took out the power at my place to do this. And I think we're live because I see a few guys responding to my comments. And we do have a giveaway going on at the moment for our 500 follower. It's live, perfect. So yeah, 500 followers. It happened last stream. So again, this giveaway is to celebrate 500 followers. So if you follow tonight, you won't be eligible. But this, at the end of the stream, we're going to pull a random follower who entered the giveaway. All you have to do is do !enter, and you'll be have a chance to win a $25 gift card that you can use either on iTunes or Google Play. If you entered previously, so it probably won't show the message. While I check to see if you guys here trying to enter have already been, your names are on the raffle, let me introduce you to our fellow stream team members today. We have AJ and Justin. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. What you guys want to do a quick intro to some jungle Pokemons, especially the 6 that I have lined up right now. That's at least the ones that I'll be practicing with. Any comments on what we have at the moment?
Sure, we'll be talking quite in depth in our meta-analysis coming up tomorrow, but there are some of my favorite picks. I'm gonna go with 2, and I'm interested to see what Justin has to say on his 2 favorite picks here. I think Vigoroth is a given here, so I'm going to exempt that from my 2 favorites. I think like Vespiquen has risen up as like a very, very solid counter to Vigoroth, and having that bug bite for decent coverage against the meta, and Power Gem to basically one-shot its fellow bug types is pretty huge. And then Alolan Raichu has been scrimming really, really nicely just because it resists counter, so it can sort of safe switch in some situations. So Justin, what do you think?
Man, I would totally say the same too, actually. Yeah, I'm really liking the... I haven't actually practiced with Vespi because I don't have one yet, but the way it sims, like, it looks great.
Yeah.
It's one of the harder counters to Vigoroth, and I really like Alolan Raichu as one of the few answers to that Noctowl Vigoroth core.
Yeah, for sure. I like Vespiquen. I've liked it a lot so far. I gotta say, Alolan Raichu has been just really clutch. Having both Vigoroth and Alolan Raichu in a single lineup has worked very, very nicely because you can interchange them as sort of somewhat safe switches, depending on what the opponent has to bring. Then he's got, I suppose, Vigoroth and Noctowl are quite popular this time around. I'm not a huge fan of Noctowl. Like, I understand it's really good, but I'm trying to team build around not bringing it. Something against bringing a flying type that doesn't beat Vigoroth kind of rubs me the wrong way. Are you bringing Noctowl into your 6?
Yeah, I'm trying to work it into my team comps. Basically, the way I'm going about a lot of the team comps I'm looking at right now is I'm trying to see what's the best way that I can counter some of the top cores, like Vigoroth, Noctowl. And ideally, I'd like to bring some of those cores as well. So that's kind of my thought process. But it's really tricky because I only have 6 spots,
Yeah, that is very tricky. So we do have a couple of questions.
Really good.
Alolan Raichu as well. So yeah, we'll get back to breaking down the 6 real quick, but there are a few questions
Sure.
about the giveaway that's happening on stream right now. So what happens was I activated the openings for the giveaway starting at about 3:30 my time, and I set it up so that we'll have 3.5 hours for people to join, and then end it when we were on stream. But because it's at 7 o'clock, the stream was not live. The window closed, and I tried to reopen it, but it seems like people are typing !enter, but it's not going through exactly like how I think it should be. So I'm now questioning if I should reopen another one, and then we can pull a random winner from the two different lists of names. Do you guys have any suggestions on how we might go about doing this, guys? AJ?
I'm kind of a rookie to this whole.
So basically, the question right now is: let's say people, because I opened the raffle earlier, that people have entered, but because I also don't want for people to be on stream right now to miss out on it, I'm trying to reopen it so that both lists are combined for the people who's entered before and right now. But the list is not letting me reopen entry to that previous one. So I'm now thinking of what to do exactly. That's fair, so that we don't hurt the people who joined earlier, and still allow people who are live right now to be able to join this raffle. Can you guys try doing !enter just once real quick to see if it works?
You want me to do it?
Yeah, if you could. Okay, it's still not working.
I
So I did do !enter. I mean, I did try to reopen it, but it's not exactly going through. All right. Well, I think I'll think about exactly what.
Quartz.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
Hey, this is Honda, guys.
Hi. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and close that out
Okay.
and reopen it. And what we can do is, because we're able to copy and paste those Twitch IDs, we can just dump those into a sheet and number them. And then if we need to announce later, we can close it maybe 30 minutes before we close stream. And then we can do a random number generator to select the winner.
Perfect. Okay. In that case, yes, let me end the current one, and then I'll reopen it so that you guys can actually see that the raffles are live again. So again, apologies guys about this technical thing. We it would have been okay if I didn't like if I started stream before the entry closed, we would have been fine, but I think the timing made it a little bit tricky. So I'm gonna go ahead and
yeah. For those of you unaware, Quartz here, he's the real MVP tonight. Without him, this wouldn't have happened. He had a massive storm roll through his area, power outage. The electrical companies are basically throwing their arms up in the air, but not Quartz. Quartz drove over to his cousin's house, and he, fortunately he didn't lose any power. He brought his computer and all set up, and here we are. Live. So real MVP of the night.
We have to find a way to do this, right? Oh, it's still not working? What? Okay, now there's something weird. Maybe the command is not enter. It is enter. Wow.
Got a lot of activity in the chat. Someone was asking about the difference between the chat on screen and the chat that you might be seeing.
Oh, so
in
on
Twitch.
so on the screen itself, it will show all the platforms, including Twitch and YouTube and even Facebook actually. But if you're just on the Twitch chat itself, you don't see messages coming from YouTube. And I feel like it's a pretty nice record, by keeping it on stream, so that people who are watching, a video of the stream, can still see the comments that were happening live. And it'll be nicer if people can join the stream as it's happening live and all the conversations and memes that we may be going on. But at least there's a chance for them to really relive the conversations as it is. Oh wow, Wrangler dropping us a subscription. Speaking of subscriptions, we are uploading. We just uploaded the completed emotes at the this morning after we got the final revision completed. So it's not approved yet, but definitely before tomorrow's stream on the jungle meta, you will be able to use our Twitch emotes on the channel. And I think because Wrangler just subscribed to us, we are 24 out of 25 subscribers where we are able to unlock another slot for our emote. So at the moment, if you subscribe on tier 1, you get 2 free emotes. Now I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with the giveaways right now. It's live. And Yes being 25 means that, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So you know what? While we are on this topic of emotes, let me go ahead and show you guys the image of the emotes that we have. Maybe you guys have interest in voting on which is the one that you want to be on the tier 1 slot. So let me pull that up real quick. I'm still trying to figure out what the problem with the bot exactly is. It's not like I'm setting it up to give away exactly like how I normally do, but it's not responding. So that's unfortunate. So these are the emotes right here. We'll have good old Camilal. Let me go to the home screen here and you guys can see. Camrap is going to be, of course, one of our tier 1 emotes. What do you guys think about this one? Does it look... I think it looks pretty good. Like, this will be able to be sitting in chat in the future. You guys can use the emote and it'll sit right there.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
It looks pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be in tier 1.
Not aware, Camrap has been a huge meme on the server because, as you may know, the first meta was Boulder. And so this is where everything sort of spawned in our community, really started around Boulder. And people kept asking about Camrap. Is it good? Is it whatever? And
has to do a little bit with good old Valor-Ash, yeah? He was pushing for it.
It's got really terrible moves in general.
And then the second emote that we're going to have on the slot is the Raichu Kappa. So we all know how much AJ here loves Raichu. So he's wearing a pilot captain hat on that kappa. Is that to Sarna? It's actually AJ.
So that's kind of the joke, is because Tasarna and I have like this big feud going on within our community, and he's like a big Raichu fan. I guess I'm more of a Magneton fan, but definitely I love to bash Raichu, draw fat versions of it. Well, actually, morbidly obese versions of it is more accurate.
Which will be coming out on that simplified, drawing. We'll have a version of it soon. So that's the second emote that will be available on the tier 1. And now that we just unlocked another tier 1 because of the 3 subscribers in Wrangler, Yes, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, tonight I'm going to move one of the tier 2 sub emotes to a tier 1. And that will be the head knowledge. What do you guys think about this one?
I think you guys are gonna like head knowledge.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna see a lot of play.
Head knowledge is gonna be pretty sweet. Yeah, it'd be so nice if you guys can start spamming the emotes right now. But it will tomorrow's stream. I expect no less than all 3 emotes being spammed constantly, and we're looking forward to it. And then we've got 3 more emotes, but they will be in the higher tiers. Well, I'll just show you guys quickly. We have a Haunter with the GG. So that's going to be pretty cool. If we keep, increasing our sub, numbers as we are right now, we will have more and more emotes to use in the tier 1 slot. So I'll keep you guys updated on our progress. And if we unlock another one, 4 emotes for 1 subscription, guys, that'd be pretty cool. And then the next one, we have the shield bait emote with Wish Cash. You guys love the emotes? Yeah, let us know what you think about the emotes, and if you have other ideas, because we have 6 made at the moment, but if we keep unlocking more and more, we'll make more emotes, you know, so that all the subscribers to the channel can use them. So shield baiting, and then we all know shiny Pokemon do more damage, doesn't it? So shiny Pokemon, we need that flex emote. What do you guys think about this one? Justin, do you have any comments on the 6 emotes we have at the moment?
Oh man, I love all of them. I think the head knowledge one is the one that I would use the most, though, for sure.
Nice. And we have a couple of people who are, you know, pointing out their favorite emotes in chat as well. So yeah, definitely let us know. We can put a poll up for the, you know, subscribers for you guys to decide which are the 3 to be in the tier 1s. But yeah, that's a little showcase of our emotes. Oh wait! Streamlabs just said that it opened the raffle. Does that means we can actually enter now? It's working now.
Awesome.
It's a huge delay. You guys saw when I clicked it, right? I clicked it as soon as I started stream earlier. And now Streamlabs decides, okay, I guess we can open it now. Yes, exclamation mark enter. If you guys are on YouTube and have followed us before in the past as one of our top 500, hop on the Twitch real quick, use exclamation mark enter. And if you're not following us on Twitch yet, definitely check us out there, because there's a lot of cool functions on Twitch as a streaming platform that YouTube doesn't have. Bros4224 trying to enter on YouTube there. Fortunately, it doesn't work. Sorry, bro. Anyway, enough chatter. You know, it's time for the banter. Justin, do you want to send a battle real quick, and we can start hopping in straight into some Jungle Cup scrims?
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds good. And if there are any Pokemons here that you guys want me to test out, I do have a lot of different ones already built. I do have a little bit of Stardust we can spend on. Hopefully I don't have to build a Dunsparce. But
well, there you go. I think if we get, what, 100 viewers, you basically have to build a Dunsparce, right?
Why?
Is that the rules?
Why, though? Okay, an Excensus. He's definitely supporting us by dropping us bits every stream, I've noticed. Thanks for that, thanks for that. A shiny Murkrow emote. That's an interesting one. We'll definitely think about that. Not sure we want 2 shiny emotes, but we'll definitely... Ooh, a Skarmory emote. What kind of because you want like the emote to represent something, right? Like each of the emotes we have like a little, like either using the lol shape, the kappa, we have the bait, shield bait, a flex. What can a Skarmory emote to represent? Like power, OP? Like what can we think of? All right. So I guess I'll use the 6 that we have on the screen right now first, and then we can switch it up as we go. 3 Skarmory in 1. Oh, right, because good old Boulder Cup, right, where you can have the same Pokemon feature on the team multiple times.
Yeah, back when it wasn't species prohibited.
Species prohibited, exactly. Speaking of, AJ, are you watching on Twitch, and do you see any lag, or are you able to see from screen share as well?
I'm able to see much better on screen share.
Right, but is there a lag frame drops on the Twitch itself?
No,
No.
Twitch seems fine.
That means, you know, what I need to get in my own house is 75 megabytes upload speeds, basically.
Right. But as far as like the latency, there's definitely latency.
There's latency, and it's almost unavoidable, especially if you have you're on the mobile platform. If you're on the desktop, I think there's a little less latency, but on mobile I noticed there's always a little bit of a delay there. All right.
Someone is saying that the game volume is a little too loud.
Thank you. Yes. Do let me know about all these things. Let's see if it's better now.
And also, there was a previous complaint that when I inhaled, that it sounded like a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
I think we fixed this issue, but let me know if I still sound like a wind tunnel.
Yes.
Which I find
we always appreciate
hilarious.
We always appreciate, you know, feedback on how to improve stream. So, yeah. Justin, I locked my team. Have you locked your team yet?
Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I was just worrying that if there was a lag and I have to restart.
I was just making multiple team comps because I still had a bunch of like rainbow and freestyle stuff.
Someone is saying mute the game completely. I kind of like the game sound effects a little bit, so we'll see. We'll see. If it's too annoying and you guys all agree that we should remove it, we can definitely remove it. This is an interesting
so we're starting Vespiquen against Beedrill. Beedrill definitely has the favorable match here if it's able to get those aerial aces out. However, if it's running X-Scissor, Vespiquen happens to resist that move. So it's kind of one of those situations where he might be forced to Sludge Bomb. On the flip side, though, Beedrill also resists the X-Scissor coming out of Vespiquen, which was nice for that successful shield bait. We'll see if it's able to get that power gem out in time. And so we get that other Sludge Bomb out and forces the last shield of the match for Qwertz, and we get that power gem, and we'll see whether Polymers is willing to spend its shield, and he is. So at this point, they're just slogging at each other with whatever move they got. And wasn't even able to get to that X-Scissor before Beedrill gets to his. Vespiquen is a very tanky bug type, unlike the rest of its tier. It is able to resist quite a bit. So Golem has a excellent matchup against Beedrill, but it's not really able to farm that much energy because it didn't really have that much HP to begin with. So we'll see what Justin brings out. I'd expect something along the lines of Vigoroth, or perhaps even Lantern to take out his Golem. So then you go, Ivysaur, great matchup for Polymers in this case. Wild Charge is going to hit for not very effective. That being said, it does hit hard since Golem is attack weighted. At this point, is probably trying to farm him a little bit before he gets out that Power Whip. And sure enough, Power Whip comes out, takes out the Golem. There's no shields left in the game, so this is looking pretty favorable for Justin, unless that Beedrill and Ivysaur is what he was banking on in order to take out Vigoroth. And sure enough, it was. So this match definitely flips over to Vigoroth's favor, since Boldo is going to hit for double super effective and take out that Golem and that Graveler, and so that's GG. So, question for you guys in the chat. Let me know if there was a bit of a delay with my comments with respect to what was happening on your screen. I'd definitely like to know. I'm viewing a slightly different screen than what you guys are, as we're watching the match sort of unfold. Okay, Tatakai looked fine, all seemed acceptable. Great, so that's awesome. Good news. In the past, when we've done these, it's there's been a little bit of a delay, so it's nice when you can actually see it in real time. Alright, so I know both of you guys are listening in, so I don't want to give away
it's a little tricky, isn't it?
what you're picking here. But that being said, a lot of the sort of structure in picking teams of 3 that I've seen in any case is banking on perhaps a lead that's flexible enough to deal with a wide range of things, and then a backup to that. So for example, if you lead, say, I don't know, Golem, for example, then you want to potentially have something that can deal with the flyers in the back in case you lose it. Or if you have Venusaur in the front, then perhaps you want to have something else that can deal with Vigoroth in the back. So we'll see how this plays out. We have Qwertz starting with an Alolan Raichu, one of my top favorite picks, against Victreebel. Not a great matchup for Qwertz. Expecting a switch sometime soon. Razor Leaf is going to do a ton of damage. So in comes Venusaur. He's able to get up a little bit of energy, and we'll expect a switch out from Victreebel. He's got full bunch of energy left, and so Magnezone comes out. Magnezone happens to have a decent matchup against Venusaur. That was kind of a mistake there to do Sludge Bomb, since Frenzy Plant is going to do a little bit more for less energy. So he comes in. As long as Magnezone is able to get a Flash Cannon in, it will win. If not, then it's going to have some trouble. So it's kind of one of those situations where, there you go, it goes for the Flash Cannon. If it had Wild Charge, then it's kind of like a wasted shield for Venusaur. Magnezone is also quite glassy, so that means it's really attack weighted. So in comes the Wild Charge. I think it's within striking distance of Venusaur, but now we're in a situation where Polymers is really going to have to think, because that Venusaur has a ton of energy built up. Even though he's at a shield advantage, it's able to hit for quite a lot, since Venusaur is also not so tanky. So out goes the Sludge Bomb, and then goes the Shield. Victory Bell goes for, we'll see, whether it's a Sludge Bomb, Acid Spray, Leaf Blade, and it goes for the Leaf Blade. It's not going to do a ton of damage to Venusaur. Barely is able to get out that Frenzy Plant, and so here we go. Frenzy Plant does for not very effective against Victory Bell, since it's taking advantage of that Grass and Poison typing. So we'll see what Qwertz has to bring out against Victory Bell. So Vigoroth, although it's a not so favorable matchup against Victory Bell, it does have full HP versus a lower HP Victory Bell that had to use Leaf Blade to take out that Venusaur. So out goes the Body Slam, should take out Victory Bell, and we'll see what comes next. And so at this point, no shields are in the game. Justin has a full HP Vigoroth with an energy advantage, so we'll see whether this Raichu is able to take it out. Wild Charge is going to hit it pretty hard, but Body Slam is going to hit much faster than Wild Charge, so we'll see. And sure enough, it's able to get that Wild Charge out, and this will be exciting to see whether Raichu is able to upset the game, and just barely is able to squeeze out the victory. So GG. Match goes to Polymers.
Good game.
GG's. Very nice.
So that's one of the reasons why I like Alolan Raichu so much, is because just like Vigoroth, it can excel both in the lead, both as a safe switch, and in the back, because once the shields are all down, Wild Charge hits just like so hard. So it's very versatile.
So I do want to say something real quick. It's looking like YouTube is putting out a message saying that the raffle, the giveaway is happening on YouTube, and I'm actually not exactly sure. Anyway, if you are using !enter on YouTube and not seeing a notice that you're entered into the giveaway, then again, recommend you doing that on Twitch. So disregard the message that YouTube is saying that you can enter there. Let me pull up the giveaway thing real quick just to see.
While you're pulling that up, you mind if I answer a quick question in the chat?
There are a lot of questions.
Obi-Mon Kenobi was asking about why not regular Raichu. Regular Raichu has really good matchups against the general meta, but when you start looking at very specific cases like Vigoroth, Alolan Raichu is able to resist that counter damage and can tie, or maybe even win in some circumstance. Depending on energy, a Wild Charge just hits so hard against Vigoroth, and it's very risky to not shield, banking on that Thunder Punch. And Alolan Raichu is, I think there's only two things in Jungle that can beat both Vigoroth and Noctowl. Number one, that's Alolan Raichu can do that, and also Pidgeot can do that as well, although less reliably. So let's see, any other questions in the chat? You were saying there's a bunch of questions, but I think you were lying to me.
Oh, is that true?
Alright, so we got a Vespiquen against Lantern. So, Lantern is a bulky electric type, perhaps the most bulky of the bunch, and it's able to hit pretty hard with that neutral water gun damage. So, they're both slogging at each other with neutral damage. It goes for the switch. I kind of agree with this, although Lantern has so much energy that it's able to afford either going for the Hydro Pump or Thunderbolt, and then switch out against that whatever he's got locked in, which is the Alolan Raichu in this case. Now, Alolan Raichu has a slightly worse matchup against Lantern, in the sense that, yes, Spark does a good amount of damage, but it doesn't do as much as far as energy gain goes. So Lantern goes for the Thunderbolt here, and he doesn't go for the switch. So might we suspect that he doesn't have an excellent counter to Alolan Raichu in this case, and is just wanting to take out this Raichu before it goes down. So we got the other Thunder Punch coming in, and it should put Lantern pretty close within range, if not fainting it completely, and it does. So all shields are down. Alolan Raichu was able to get the job done. So I'm very curious to see what other Tumon he brought in order to deal with his remaining two. So Vespiquen has full amount of energy, or a lot of energy rather, and we'll see. He's just waiting out the switch clock at this point to deal with Heracross. Both options should be able to deal with it, and sure enough he brings out Noctowl. Automatic switch. At this point he brings his own Noctowl, full HP but less energy, so we'll see. It's just going to be a race to the Sky Attacks. Honestly, it's not looking very good for Polymers at this point, because he's got that Noctowl and a Heracross to deal with a full energy Vespiquen and Noctowl. I'm not sure that he can pull this off, even with this mirror situation going on. So he goes for the Sky Attack. As we're saying, we're just spamming Sky Attacks at this point, and that's GG pretty much for Polymers. Although he's able to get that Mega Horn out, it deals for not super effective against Noctowl, and it takes it out just barely. Power Gem comes out and just wrecks.
Good game.
GG's. That was intense.
Yeah, that was good.
Would this team work if you swap Vespiquen for Fortress? Now the thing about Fortress is it loses to the counter users, right? So if you bring out Fortress against a Vigoroth, it's not going to work out in your favor, versus a Vespiquen is a counter, a very reliable counter to Vigoroth. So that's the main difference. Even though they happen to share Bug Bite and their bug typing, it's not a good alternative to Vespiquen in this case. So Aaron Watt was asking about Persian. Is it usable? Honestly, probably not. I believe it's got a play rough is the biggest thing going for it. The thing about normal types here is that they lose to Vigoroth, right? So probably the most viable normal type at this point has been Munchlax.
We have a comment. Agree? Yeah. Justin, do you have anything to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens is Mr. Valor is saying that the game sound effects are too loud. So I'm going to move that down and let me know if in the next game if it's okay. And if it's still too loud, I might just turn it off completely. You know what? Let's just turn it off completely. It's not necessary. So game sound effects is turned off. And apparently YouTube is accepting entries, because we just got 6 SHE3 plus S enter as well somehow. That's interesting.
Now we got people crying about the game sound.
You can't please everyone. You can't please everyone.
The game sound is cancer. The game sound is cancer.
All right, I'll leave it.
Gives you an advantage.
I'll leave it like a really soft one now. If it's still too loud, Mr. Valor, let me know again. But I lowered it a little bit. So, real quick, I'm gonna catch this thing. But in the meantime, should we do another bout of tree, Justin?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Wow, Kaiser Niner, thanks again for your gift subs in the last stream, and another 500 bits on today's stream. I'm not sure if you were here earlier. We were just showing off the new emotes that are currently pending approval, and then you can start using them on all of Twitch. So that should be ready very soon. Another interesting announcement that I like to make that I just remember. You know, so many things going on at the start, I completely forgot about this one. We all saw the Gen 5 starters in the most recent teaser image for the anniversary, right? So down here in Go Stadium, we are trying to get caught up so that whenever Gen 5 comes, we're ready for it. If you go to the link that JR Honda just linked on gostadium.club, you can go to the website and start checking the best theoretical IVs for the Gen 5 Pokemon. All the stats are live on the website, which means that you can start checking out. Oops, what is that? think that was Beagle there. I have to mute you. I'm sorry about that. The background sound was a little loud. Sorry to the viewers. Yeah, sorry about that, Vision. I think Beagle was probably just walking around and wanted to hop in and check out what's going on. But basically, the website, we didn't just plug a website, Pikachu. It's our website. It's the Go Stadium .club website that Honda just posted. I'm going to pull it again real quick. As a matter of fact, yeah, I don't have to show it. You guys can go to the website yourself and see for yourself. The Pokemon Gen 5 IVs are live right now. So another thing that we're getting ready for Gen 5 is a run of the Unova games in black and white. So let us know if you're interested in that. We're definitely working on starting that series pretty soon, so that we can get, all get familiarize ourselves with the Gen 5 Pokemons. Yeah, pin it. We will pin it on Discord. I'm not sure how you can pin it on Twitch, but I feel like changing up the team a little bit. You okay with that, Justin? I'm gonna show it on stream, of course. You can see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I've just been doing random threes.
Oh, you just did random trees? Okay.
Yeah.
AJ, what do you think? Do you think there's a particular Pokemon that I can switch it up a little bit to make things interesting?
I think right now, given the ones you have, maybe you could switch out Noctowl.
Okay.
For what about switching out Golem for Lantern?
Golem for Lantern. Got it.
Because Golem's going to be a very, very popular pick, but Lantern beats it and still does a lot of the same things that Golem does.
And how about switching up Alolan Raichu to Cantonian? Just test it out.
You can. I guess in this case it would just kind of leave you a little bit more weak to Vigoroth.
Ooh. So maybe bringing in
yeah,
Breloom?
just bring it out just to show the difference, I suppose.
And how about switching Venusaur out for Breloom, just to shore up another counter user?
Do you have an Executor with Confusion?
Unfortunately, I do not have one of those. That would
I gotta
be
bring
useful.
it out against you later.
Okay, I'll try out this Breloom. Okay. And what
Hey guys,
yes. Hi, Hunter.
while you're working on that, Quartz, there's a great question in chat from Kaiser Niner.
Okay.
Who's generously given us all those bits tonight. So what he's asking is are perfect IV Pokemon not ideal for PvP, even if they can get to right at 1500 or below?
So,
I can take this.
You
if you
can
want.
go for it. Yeah.
Ultimately, the IV discussion, take it with a grain of salt. First and foremost, if you're like under budget restraints, IV should be like the 10th priority. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some matchups where IVs will, in fact, swing a difference, but we're talking about, like very little difference in HP in a lead situation. Switches, shields, all that other stuff is going to matter more than IVs. Now, that being said, when you start getting into the upper levels of competition, where everybody's got, similar skill levels and all that stuff, then you start to edge out victories because of IVs. In PvP... Oh, okay, so what was his question specifically? Because he's saying that that wasn't his question.
It was actually visioned. Kaiser was actually helping us answer it.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it was actually visioned.
Yeah. So with all that being said, in PvP, generally speaking, you want low attack IVs and high defense and HP IVs, and that's basically what that website that we posted earlier is for.
And I'm pulling it up right now so that we can take a quick look at it. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's take a look at the website real quick. Scotty's been working pretty hard on maintaining it, and also the whole reason why we set up Patreon in the first place was to keep this website running. But now that we've got so much more support, we have the opportunity to offer even more content in the emotes and more merchandise that we're working on. So definitely appreciate the opportunity to do something like that. So once you go to GoStadium.club, this is the leaderboards. You can enter, if you're a part of the Discord, you can always enter your stats, and you can always keep track of who is the top. But basically, the big part here is under resources, you go to IV spread, and then this is the website they'll take to. As a matter of fact, this bot right here is available for you to invite into your local Discord channels at this link right here. So !PVP bot, if anyone is here and you ever want to invite this bot to your Discord, this is the website to go to. So if you have this bot on your website, you can create a channel that you can use commands to basically check the IV rankings of your Pokemons by using !great and then the Pokemon's name and then the IVs to accompany that. So basically, you can also, instead of doing the bot, you can go to this website right here, and let's just imagine, like, we were talking about Gen 5, Superior, who is the grass starter, and Pure Grass, so being a Pokemon that could compete with the likes of Meganium stat-wise. So you definitely want as low attack as possible, so that the stat product is the highest, because what happens is you have, in the CP calculation, attack being weighted a lot more. And that's why we want lowest attack stat, so that you can have the most stat in total. So basically what we're seeing here is that Superior can hit a 1980. If you look on the PvPoke website, it only keeps the first 4 digits, so 1980. And I think normally you want to be about this range, the 2000 mark, to be considered a competitive Pokemon. And if you're talking about Meganium, you see that it's just slightly less bulky than that. So it's just looking like Superior is a little more attack weighted, but we'll also have to wait and see what kind of a moveset it gets. But yeah, that's a quick rundown of how the website has to do. That's basically what, the main thing you're using it for is just to check your Pokemon's IV to get the highest stat product. So
awesome.
Yeah.
The question that Kaiser Niner did have, however, was about Venomoth with Poison Fang. I think it's awesome in this meta. I mean, obviously it does have its counters and things to look out for, but Poison Fang puts in a lot of work. That confusion damage deals with Beedrill, the fighting types. It beats Vigoroth in most situations. You don't want to be switching in against a Vigoroth with like a lot of energy lead, but Venomoth is also the hardest counter available to Venusaur. And it just deals really well with a lot of the field. The thing is, you just don't want to be caught with a Venomoth against a Noctowl. Poison Fang is going to do neutral damage at least, but it's not going to be enough to really put up much of a fight. So that's a farming matchup for the Noctowl. And there's some other cases in which Legacy Venomoth is really good. That's Legacy Poison Fang, though. The Bug Bite is not going to do enough damage here to really make up for it. So.
And we also have another question on YouTube about Legacy Whippinbell. That's
yeah,
Razor Leaf, is that right?
Legacy, yeah. So Razor Leaf Whippinbell is good, but you have to. I mean, this is quite a lot of dust to power it up all the way, and it performs very similarly to Victory Bell. I think it's a little bit bulkier than Victory Bell. Polymers, have you tested out Whippinbell at all, like in Sims and such?
So in Sims, it's one of the few Pokemon that can actually, potentially, it's IV dependent, but can potentially beat Vigoroth in like a shield disadvantage situation.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I think that's the biggest, selling point for Whippinbell potentially.
So, Justin, I sent you a challenge request.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because I think the previous one just expired.
Yeah. For perspective, for this, for Jungle, I actually TM'd my Bug Bite Venomoth. I had 2, so it's not like if I suddenly need a Venomoth with Bug Bite, I won't have one. But Confusion is just really, really good. Alright, so we're up against Alolan Raichu with Fortress. This is a pretty good matchup for you, just because Bug Bite is going to do so much super effective damage against its psychic subtyping. So we'll see what he brings in next. It's Magnezone. Not a terrible matchup for Fortress. I suppose Magnezone normally does beat it, but we might as well switch since it's locked in anyway and just take it out with our Breloom. So Wild Charge is going to come out. Even though it's not super effective, we kind of want to conserve Breloom's health. Depending on what comes next, if it's an even matchup, it's going to be a situation where Breloom is just not going to be able to take very many hits. For example, Noctowl just destroys Breloom's health, and this Poison Jab from Beedrill is also doing quite a bit of health. So out goes Dynamic Punch. It is double resisted by Beedrill, which isn't great. Whatever moves come out from Breloom are going to be not very effective against Beedrill. That being said, I probably would have just spammed Seed Bomb in hopes of getting maybe a shield out. So we come out with X-Scissor. Beedrill does have a decent matchup against Lantern. It is somewhat IV dependent. But that being said, X-Scissor is able to spam quite a bit of, with a good amount of damage per energy, and eventually force shields out on that Lantern. So it's exactly what's happened. He does force out the last shield, and at this point, Justin is at a 2 shield advantage, and he's down 2 Mons. So we'll see what comes out, and oh, it is that Alolan Raichu from before. Alolan Raichu is just going to do so much damage with that Wild Charge. Thunder Punch combo. He does go out for the Thunder Punch, but Fortress doesn't really need to do charge move damage because Bug Bite is just going to do so much. So we're expecting whatever comes next to take out whatever's left of the Fortress. And we'll see if Alolan Raichu is able to swing another match in its favor. It does have a decent amount of energy, but it's glassy, so there we go. Lantern is able to take it out.
Again.
GG,
That was a good.
Yeah.
That was a good switch.
Right at the end there, right?
Yeah, because I was gonna go Thunder Punch to quickly take out the Lantern.
Take out the Lantern, right?
Yeah, if I had seen the Fortress come in, I would have went Wild Charge, but
yeah, it had to be fast.
So that's why you went. That's why you went for Icy. That's why I was a little bit confused that it wasn't.
Yeah, it was just a well-timed switch.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How close were you to that Thunder Punch, though, in the end?
That last one? I was close, yeah. I was probably maybe 1 spark away.
Nice. All right. Kaiser Niner, thank you so much for the 50 bits. Always appreciated. All right, so what do we...
We'll do another one with Justin real quick. I haven't been able to coordinate with another friend to battle yet, but I will be trying. AJ, do you have a jungle team ready?
I do. Do you want me to send you some battles?
We can, yeah, switch it up in a little bit, but I'll just do one more with Justin to close it out. Yeah.
I think Brandon also wanted to do some with you.
Okay, cool. Because I'm not able to look at all the chats at once, so if you can keep me up to date with that, that'd be great. And again,
Brandon wanted to do some.
Perfect. And if you notice anyone doing ! enter and you're really confused at what's going on and just came in, basically we do have a giveaway to celebrate our 500 followers on Twitch. So if you're one of the 500 that followed before the last stream, go ahead and claim your chance to enter a giveaway of $25 gift card by using ! Enter.
Awesome. Alright, so we're going to do one more match with Polymers.
Yes, just to test out...
by the way, Qwertz, you can unmute Brandon. He's resolved his mic issues.
Perfect. Yes, thanks for keeping
background noise from before.
Perfect. Alright, Brandon, I muted you. Welcome to stream. Are you there?
I think he muted himself now,
he
but
muted
he'll
himself?
jump in and talk at some point.
Perfect. So let's try out something like this. And B-Sab is also asking for some battles. Perfect. Yes, I will. I'll definitely hit you up with a battle after this one. Maybe I should do this. Let's see.
I'm interested to see how this
because that entire archetype
other
doesn't
one
seem
performs.
the entire archetype doesn't seem to be the most common lead. Oh God, he actually. As soon as I said it.
Noctowl for a Lowland Graveler is not a good situation to be in. So goes for the safe switch in Vigoroth. Polymer is able to get a little bit more energy, but Ivysaur has a favorable matchup against Vigoroth just because it's able to resist counter and decently tank. Those body slams are going to come out. But that being said, Vigoroth does have a lot of energy gains. So at this point, it's just going to be races to Power Whips and who's going to want to spend how many shields to further their advantage. So the body slam comes out, and we'll see whether Ivysaur is going to tank it or not. So sure enough, he goes for the second shield. Polymers is now down all of his shields. Another body slam goes out and is able to do quite a bit of damage. Now remember, body slam hits for neutral, at least with stab on Vigoroth against pretty much everything except Fortress. So he's able to get that last body slam out, and just like we said, you know, like if you're too slow to switch out against a Vigoroth, it's going to be very, very hard to deal with it entirely. So he brings his own Vigoroth, and he goes for an instant switch to Kanto Raichu. Whether it's Brick Break or Thunder Punch, is going to do a pretty decent amount of damage, but Brick Break is able to at least hit super effective. He goes out for the body slam, and we'll be able to see whether Kanto Raichu is able to tank at least one body slam, and just barely he's able to get out his second Brick Break. The main difference here being that Kanto Raichu is able to compensate for its neutral neutral damage from counter by having a superior energy gain. So out comes Noctowl, and sure enough, the Lowland Graveler is coming back to play. Noctowl is SOL against this particular Pokemon. There's not really much that it can do other than hitting it for Nightshade. And Nightshade, even then, is not really going to do a whole lot of damage. Psychic might do a little bit more, but it does take more to charge, and I'm not sure that he'd be able to get to that Psychic in time. So at this point, Alolan Graveler has quite a bit of energy, and I think we're getting some lag here, and that's what slowed down the match there. And he's able to get that Rock Blast in time just to take out Vigoroth, and that's GG.
Very clean plays there.
Yeah. Good game.
Good game. That was super clean.
Able to solidify a lead, and yeah. So did you think with Ivysaur you'd be able to take out that Vigoroth with that amount of energy? Or were you just banking on
it was one of those
a lot of energy with Graveler?
Right. It was one of those situations where I tried to switch and it wouldn't go through. So,
okay.
So I literally couldn't switch any faster because it failed the first couple times, which is like a little troubling, right? Because in this meta, if you let Vigoroth get an energy lead, even some of its counters, like we just saw, can get taken out. So
right. Yeah, there's very few things that can take that barrage of body slams kindly. And the things that do, well, they don't do well against counter. So it's one of those situations where you're just not in a good position to be in.
All right. I got Bella just to agree to a few battles later on. He'll be back in about 10 minutes. So in the meantime,
okay.
Do you want to do some battles, AJ?
Well, Brandon was waiting here.
Oh, Brandon,
so
is he ready?
Why don't we just, okay. Yeah, let's do some with B-Gold.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm excited to provide a little more color now, too.
All right. Yeah.
You're a little focused on the battles there, right?
I know, right?
Let's stick with this current team first, and then maybe we can switch it up. And we see
B-Gold.
B-Gold,
I think, is listening in, so let's see if you can...
You'll just do what you were doing with before. It's fine.
Yeah.
And he just actually he's on stream himself because he just entered the giveaway entry too.
Oh, okay, awesome.
And
Yeah, I'm trying not to give away too much, because if he's listening, then I'm like, well, and he goes for the sludge bomb, and so
oh,
then if
I
you were
shall
trying to
shield.
bait,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
And a comment from Yes saying that thank you so much for the PvP bot. I just added to my community server, and I'm in my community's go-to person for what are the best IVs. So this is truly a blessing. That's exactly what we want to hear from people who use the PvP bot, trying to make things a lot easier for you while you're out hunting. Is the hunting the right word? Grinding, I guess. Finding the best IVs. The Discord bot is definitely a great tool to use on the go. So he did receive it, because we do see him choosing his team now.
Kaiser Niner is asking about overtapping. The best short and sweet about overtapping, although we have a very extensive video discussion with Kakuna Matata from PvPoke, the best way to avoid overtapping is just to look at the animation and wait. So some people like to call it waiting, and some people like to call it overtapping, but the bottom line is that you're not using your fast move while you wait for your opponent to hit you for their fast move at least once, and then you get the energy gain from the previous move. Because what they've calculated is that if you're doing, for example, Razor Leaf, you don't get the energy from that Razor Leaf until your opponent hits you first, or you hit another Razor Leaf after that. So that's the short and sweet of overtapping.
Yeah, I'd encourage you, if you hadn't checked out that stream with Kakuna, that was a really enlightening stream where we talk about overtapping, but also this new mechanic that's called undertapping that they sort of discovered, where and AJ also referred to it as waiting, but it's sort of the same thing. But basically, how you basically pause, you let you're actually not letting the fast move carry out, but you're actually waiting for your opponent to send some action to allow for that energy to register. So it's a really interesting discovery made by them.
So now we're in the situation, they were leading Noctowl against a unfavorable electric lead, and Noctowl is able to do a ton of damage against that Heracross. He was having to use that shield against a potential close combat, but I'm kind of iffy about that one, because close combat I don't think is going to knock out a full HP Noctowl, and I'd rather be in a shield advantage in that situation, or equal shields rather. So he goes out for the Thunder Punch, and we'll see if Beagold will shield at this point. Probably not, because Nightshade is just not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. And whether it's Sky Attack or Nightshade, now we're kind of within range of being able to do a decent amount of damage against that Kanto Raichu. Not a good situation for Qwertz here, who's down to his last mon, no shields, and it is the mirror matchup, but he happens to have Brick Break, which is a bit better against Raichu as opposed to Thunder Punch. So we'll see if he's able to edge out the win. Probably not, just because that Golem had energy from before. So he goes out for the Rock Blast, and then counters with Brick Break, and we're just going to be slogging at each other with not very effective moves against neutral moves, and Golem edges out the win. So kind of goes to show that matchup, Kanto Raichu against the Alolan Golem / Graveler family. It's not clear cut. I mean, it's not one of the situations where either of them want to be in that match. Polymers, I mean, I think we've extensively looked at that matchup, right?
Yeah, that one's not one that either one really wants to be in. Raichu can, definitely hit back with those Brick Breaks, and Qwertz was actually really close there to getting to that last one. But yeah, that Rock Throw just hits so hard for neutral damage.
Right. Brady Shady is asking about 2 counters to Vigoroth. There's a lot of counters to Vigoroth. It's just there's nothing that walls it. So what would be a good example of something that walls something in, I don't know, Kingdom, for example. I guess the Bastiodon Altaria, right, is a pretty clear.
Yeah, I think that's a great example. How Bastiodon can hit back with super effective fast move damage and then just tank any charge move that Altaria throws at it.
So in that sense, nothing walls Vigoroth in this meta. Nothing can deal well with both counter and body slam. That said, it does have matchups where Vigoroth would definitely not be comfortable switching in, and you can counter switch if you're quick enough, but you just don't want to be in an energy disadvantage.
Brandon, I rematched and set my team. Are you there? And also we have Choose Master doing !enter. He's going to be part of the discussion tomorrow, so appreciate you coming by tonight as well.
Yeah,
make
excited.
sure you come in.
Okay, cool. It went through.
We'll be roasting him tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, my lead calls have been pathetic.
Oh dear. Yeah, not a good situation for that.
I think we're playing
Lantern
Rainbow
at
all of
all.
a sudden there.
Yeah, it kind of does look like Rainbow, I was about to say. So Heracross has a favorable matchup with Fortress, however, it's not able to tank Fortress moves well, no matter what they are, and we see that Rock Tomb doing quite a bit of damage. I haven't played this out that much. In fact, I haven't really been favoring Fortress much at all in this particular meta. I think all of us pretty much chose it at the beginning, and then we've sort of, it's fallen by the wayside for most of us. But sure enough, it's able to do quite a bit of damage against this Heracross, and it wouldn't be able to do the same against Vigoroth, for example, I don't think. So I'm thinking at this point, it's not the best situation to be in, being down 2 shields with a Vigoroth, able to farm a little bit of energy. Do you see him coming back from this in any way possible?
Yeah, that's a tough spot. I think King had a great video recently showing, or highlighting how dominant Vigoroth can be at a shield advantage, and so that's kind of the situation right here.
Yeah.
I don't see Vigoroth losing.
Yeah, because it has that extra shield and you can protect it with a switch.
Well played.
Excellent switch by Brandon, because he comes in, takes out that Lantern, which is arguably a decent amount of threat against that Vigoroth. But now Noctowl is able to take out Venusaur, hopefully, and might still need to use a shield against that potential Sludge Bomb. So he goes for the Sky Attack. This is rough because he needs a Sky Attack kind of to make sure that he doesn't... Oh, I guess he ran out of shields before anyway, so what am I talking about?
Yeah.
At this point, there's not really much that...
yeah, that was a tough spot to be in, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this definitely exemplifies how Vigoroth does so well late game with a shield advantage.
Exactly. I think that, yeah, this is a perfect example of that. You really needed to go into Vigoroth with 2 Sky Attacks, one to burn the shield and one to take it out. But he couldn't afford to wait too long with that Venusaur because a Sludge Bomb would have taken the Noctowl out. So
yeah.
Tough call.
And Frenzy Plant would have done a decent amount of damage too. I mean, it's not very effective, but still, Venusaur's attack weighted. It's going to do a ton of damage, so
for sure.
Noctowl was getting there. One question from stream. What do you guys think about Beedrill? Legacy or non-legacy? I don't think Legacy gives you any advantage within any of the meta so far. Can you think of any situation where you would have wanted Bug Bite on Beedrill in the past?
No, yeah. I mean, I think Poison Jab's been the way to go. And I think, in some metas, Poison really helps against Azu, for example, or things like that. Here, it's just, a much better move against the other bugs. So when you're, up against, say, like Vespiquen, you can actually win that one shield matchup because of Poison Jab, Sludge Bomb.
Right. Yeah. The thing about Beedrill that's more interesting is its charge moves, because Sludge Bomb is kind of a given because it's got really good damage per energy. It's the other move, Aerial Ace or X Scissor. Aerial Ace is able to flip a lot of matchups within the Bug Flying subtype, since it hits for super effective. And then X Scissor is able to do better against matchups where it doesn't do so well already to begin with. Like, for example, I guess Lantern is able to help out quite a bit and even win in some situations. So we'll see. Oh dear, he brought it, didn't he? So he brought a Giraffric to a gentleman's match. That's just rude, you guys. You don't bring Giraffric to a stream match. So he goes for the body slam, and although Giraffric is able to do confusion, Vigoroth isn't particularly weak to confusion, so it's just able to spam body slam and still hit. Oh geez, it goes for the mirror coat.
This
See,
is the
that's the other thing
quality
about,
content that people come here for.
yeah, that's the thing about Giraffric, is just it's got such bad charge moves. Well, besides mirror coat, what else does it even have? Do you remember, Polymers?
Giraffric? It has Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you were gonna bring it, that'd probably be nice to have for the Flyers, but yeah, I wouldn't bring it.
Yeah. So it's got Thunderbolt, mirror coat, and what else? If anything
what's
else?
the third? I can check.
I'm wondering. We'll take that out to the chat if anybody knows. Anybody
Psychic.
a pro? Oh, Psychic. Yeah, great. So really want to be double moving those Giraffrics, you guys, because they're going to be meta eventually, right?
Right. Thanks, Juice.
Yeah. So we got that Wild Charge Brick Break spam. He's able to take out that last shield from Brandon. This is a good matchup for Raichu. He's able to get that Wild Charge. It's going to one-shot Masquerain for sure.
True meme team right there with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone brings Giraffric or Dunsparce, you know they mean business, because they don't care about winning the match. They just want to insult you, so.
Well, thanks for the round of matches, Brandon.
He was trying to sweep. I think he swept against another team the other day, just because the stars aligned for Giraffric.
Swept with Giraffric?
Something like that. Or he said he swept, and he might have been lying.
Oh. That's impressive. Must have been like Beedrill, Venusaur, knocked out. Landed the Thunderbolt.
And he didn't shield.
And he didn't shield, yeah.
Yeah.
He went team leader style strategy on the shield usage.
Yeah. Mirror Coat is just awful. Just a terrible move. All the way around. Is Heracross superior to any mon it would replace? Heracross is actually pretty good in this meta. It's one of the few that can beat Vigoroth pretty consistently, and it doesn't need to worry about shields from your opponent. And Heracross is very attack heavy, so it's glassy. The downside, of course, is that because of it being so glassy, it doesn't take body slams very kindly. So you do have to sort of use the shields against an energy lead Vigoroth. That being said, it's able to do quite a bit of damage against its potential counters with Mega Horn and Close Combat. So
I think
we're playing Tristan.
Yeah, he's still available. So I appreciate you guys filling in while I was looking on my phone. But yeah, he's still available, so I'm gonna do a few rounds with him.
Nice. What are you thinking about Heracross this time around? Is he gonna make your 6, Poly?
So I was gonna say, I really want to bring him, just to really make people think twice about safe switching to Vigoroth in like a bad lead situation. One thing that I've kind of been going back and forth with is whether to bring Heracross or Beedrill in my team comps, and part of the reason for that is they're both counters to Vigoroth that can do well against some of the electrics, whereas some of the other, bug counters don't really have that flexibility.
Yeah. So we got the Vigoroth versus Vigoroth matchup. This is a way to showcase whether people will be piggybacking. Fully expect the body slam to come in right after yours. So at this point, enemy Vigoroth has a slight shield advantage. So we'll see. I mean, it might come down to IVs, and it might be coming down to this piggybacking technique. So he goes for the second body slam, kind of expecting to use a second shield at this point. He's just trying to get the switch advantage. So it's basically the two choices are either shield and hope to get that body slam in before him, or take him out with counters. And sure enough, they both go down with counters. I'm very interested to see what your ranks are on both of those, what the specific IVs. So no Vigoroths and shields down. I don't think I've ever seen this play out, but he gets the bad matchup there. So you're going for the wild charge, which is interesting. Yeah, I don't know about Brillium. Oh, this is not good. Not good. In your situation, I think probably would have been best to switch out earlier.
I think so.
Because even if you win against Venusaur here, which you won't, Pidgeot will absolutely delete Breloom.
You're
no questions
absolutely
asked.
right.
Yeah.
Any reason to use Pidgeot with Wing Attack over Noctowl? And welcome to stream.
Yeah.
BR Robotics.
There is, and I'll let Polymers answer that question.
So Pidgeot over Noctowl. Pidgeot, if it hits a breakpoint, Wing Attack breakpoint, can actually is one of the few things that can beat both Noctowl and Vigoroth, in the one shield, and so that can be pretty powerful as sort of a lead to one of the best cores in the.
It truly comes down to whether Pidgeot can land a Hurricane. If it can land Hurricane, then it will beat Vigoroth, and if it doesn't, then it's in trouble.
Yeah, or Brave Bird. Both of those are really high DPE.
Really?
Yeah,
interesting.
They're both high DPE. Aerial Ace is kind of just for the shield baiting, or against some of the bugs where it's super effective. But.
Victory Bell is a good Vigoroth counter using Razor Leaf only. Yes, Leviathan Blue. Victory Bell is a very decent counter to Vigoroth. The downsides, of course, is that it has a worse matchup against the Magneton Magnezone duo, and there's some other situations where it doesn't do so well against like the flying types because it just gets deleted. So we have a really good matchup with Sceptile against Lantern, and we'll see what comes out to respond to Vigoroth. Now here's a situation where Vigoroth might be able to come out on top here just because it was a bit late to switch in against it. Breloom is going to do a ton of super effective damage with its counters. However, it's kind of forced to use shields against those body slams. So we go for the Seed Bomb.
That was a misclick.
At this point. Yeah, it's kind of tricky though, because now we're down energy and we're down shields.
Yeah.
So we'll see if you're able to pull this off. It probably would have been better to potentially save that energy up for this matchup. But at the same time, I don't know whether Body Slam might have been able to come out before that. So Thunder Punch should be able to take out your Breloom. before the second seed bomb, and sure enough, it does. It goes for another Leaf Blade with Sceptile, which is also a classy pick. You really liked your glass picks here. So we're down shields, but Wild Charge is going to do quite a significant amount of damage. I'd be shocked if Sceptile is able to tank it, and sure enough, it is barely able to take that Wild Charge. Leaf Blade should finish up that Raichu, and we'll see what comes next. Lantern, right from the beginning. At this point, Lantern is able to overcome that little bit of energy left, and it's definitely not looking good for Quartz because Golem here is just bad decoration at this point. Hydro Pump is just going to delete Golem, and that's GG. Polly, what did you think? Did you think that the Sceptile was going to be able to take that Wild Charge?
Yeah, and as soon as he took it, I was wanting him to farm just a little bit more with the Fury Cutter because I think he could have gotten to that Leaf Blade against Lantern.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It would have been close.
Yeah.
It would have been close. And Fury Cutter hits for super effective against Raichu. That's a good point.
That is true.
The problem is Fury Cutter doesn't do a whole lot of damage though, because it's
more of an energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you could have farmed it all the way, but even just like getting a couple of extra, Fury Cutters in, because I think you were just like one Fury Cutter away there from getting to Leaf Blade.
It was really close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he rematched, but I'll just set a team in case he did, because he did win the first 2 games. So, not sure if he wanted to do a 3 or that was it. He's not responding to me. But well played on his part. Very fast on all the switches, I feel like. So I was a little slower to react, and he definitely capitalized on it.
Our draft champion's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's no scrub.
And Breloom, the problem with Breloom is that it's just so glassy. Okay, and although it does have that Seed Bomb counter combo, it's just not so great. So not a great matchup for Tristan. We'll see what he switches in. Expecting something like a safe switch like Vigoroth, and sure enough, it comes out. That being said, Alolan Raichu has that energy advantage, so we'll be able to see whether it's able to spam those Wild Charges, and it goes for the Thunder Punch. Kind of expecting him to shield it, expecting a Wild Charge at this point, so just further gets that energy gain. I don't think Vigoroth can pull out this matchup, even with shielding this Wild Charge in the situation. Raichu has a favorable outlook. And sure enough, it's able to get that second Body Slam, and we'll be able to see how much damage the third Body Slam does against it.
This is where Sims come into play, I think. I might have underestimated his Body Slam speed.
I think it, it's one of those tricky matchups, because I think it could have been able to pull off that win under other shield circumstances.
Or
but,
I'll have to go back and watch. Did you think?
Shields.
Yeah. Did you think I misplayed that in some way? I did shield bait the first one.
Justin, you were looking at that too, right?
Yeah, I missed. Though, how much of an energy lead was it? Was it just like a couple of fast moves? Or?
It was a few. I mean, it was. I don't recall. It might have been a pretty quick switch. But. So Fortress is able to basically delete Executor, get that energy, and although it's a somewhat favorable matchup to Masquerain, Rock Tomb hits for double super effective, and Quartz is able to pull out the win. So that's a pretty clutch win there in for Fortress. Yeah, I thought that Raichu there could have done better. Is it possible you missed a few sparks with finagling with the switch menu there?
That's interesting. Is it a problem, you think? I was in the switch.
Possible.
I was being called out for being on the switch screen there. Yes, that was. I was not sure whether to switch or not, so I was definitely fumbling with the screen a bit.
Yeah,
That was 2 shields too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it?
yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's the
I
thing.
think.
I was still tapping with my left hand, and so I
Yeah,
think the fast moves should still be registering, but I'm not sure exactly.
yeah. Vigoroth, I think, has the edge though in the 2 shield.
He said he had some lag when he tried to switch out the Executor, but wasn't fast enough.
Yeah. Executor's got some interesting matchups. I expect to see a commentary from a friend of mine who's doing a tournament soon. I can't give very many details, but I'll just leave it at that. Hopefully he wins and we'll be able to get a really in-depth analysis on
Did
it.
you just bait us there? Just left us hanging?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit of a cliffhanger.
All right, so I think Bella said he was ready, but we'll send to him and see if he saw the request.
Okay. While you're waiting, Drift and Fool has a Magneton versus Magnezone question. Is it pretty similar to Alolan Graveler and Alolan Golem? I think no. I think Alolan Graveler and Alolan Golem are much more similar than the Mag family. A few examples come to mind. Namely, Magnezone does better against Venusaur in that Flash Cannon is going to do a ton of damage and is able to actually win with the proper baits. Whereas Alolan Golem and Graveler have almost identical matchups. Are there any major differences between the two, Paula?
Yeah, I think the Venusaur matchup is the big one between Magneton and Magnezone.
Well, between the Graveler
between
and Golem.
between
Yeah.
Grav and Golem.
Yeah.
So the one that I know of is Alolan Graveler is able to barely edge out Kanto Raichu in the 1 shield, whereas Golem barely loses that. It's just one of those IV things, so where the slightly extra defense gives Graveler that edge.
Graveler gets the edge on that.
Yeah.
But I think Golem does more damage generally because of its attack-weighted stats.
Right, and you know,
Wild Charge.
In a carryover energy advantage, you know, the Wild Charge, being able to get to the Wild Charge quicker than the Stone Edge on Graveler could be, you know, pretty big because Rock Throw is a slow move.
Right, right. So we started off with a automatic switch situation. He came in with Noctowl, and they're just slogging each other with high bulk Mon with an unfavorable matchup to Noctowl. I think he's just trying to put as much of a dent into Lantern as possible with Sky Attack, so he's within knocking range of that Lantern. But at this point, I kind of agree. You might want to just take advantage of that shield situation and have a little bit of energy gain with Vigoroth. So there we go. Counter's able to finish off. We've charged up a little bit of that body slam and we're ready to go against whatever comes next. I think he's either waiting out the switch clock or we're getting in some lag, and Venusaur comes out. Quick switch to Masquerain, and we'll see whether that Frenzy Plant comes out. And it does, so not a great play from our host here, mainly because Frenzy Plant's just going to be double resisted from Masquerain. So that being said, this is not a bad matchup for Masquerain because Silver Wind is still going to hit really hard, and it's not a matchup that Vigoroth necessarily wants to switch into. Is this Body Slam going to take it out? I'm kind of curious. It is. Barely. Oh, it barely isn't. Okay. So interesting. So we have Venusaur left. Takes out what's left of that Masquerain, and then we go for the Body Slam spam. I don't think it can tank a Frenzy Plant from this very well. Curious to see whether it actually goes down. But if it doesn't, oh, just barely is able to get that Body Slam. Nice. GG for Quartz.
Ooh.
Very interesting.
Wow.
That was very close.
That was very close. Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
It's a good match.
Yeah, when it's this close, man, like you're thinking, man, is it able to take that frenzy,
Right, yeah.
Vigoroth out? What are you thinking about Masquerain? I know it was popular for a certain period of time as because of its charge moves and stuff, but I'm still kind of liking it as a solid pick within the 6.
Yeah, I think Masquerain performs really well. The one issue that I have with it is it does get walled a little bit by the normal flyers, because they resist both of its charge moves, whereas Scyther, which is probably the best comp, at least can hit back with neutral with the air/aerial ace comp.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lickitung is torn on many picks, and you know, he's locked into Vigoroth, Noctowl, and Alolan Graveler, but man, there's so many good picks within this the available eligible jungle cup mod.
Yeah, I agree. This is honestly one of the ones where I felt the most like I wanted to bring 8. You know.
Did he
8?
Did he cut out
Bring
there a
in
little
8?
bit?
Yeah, I'm saying
he
like
did.
it's that hard to
bring in 8.
hard to
I
decide. Yeah, like I can't decide between, you know, like I want to have like a team comp of like 8 because it's just too hard to decide between 7.
Yeah. So we started out with a pretty unfavorable lead, so they both switched out, and now we're locked in Yanmega against Alolan Raichu. It's able to spam Ancient Power for neutral damage, at least, so if it's able to get a boost, it'll certainly help, but this is not a good matchup for Yanmega to be in at all, because Thunder Punch is able to do super effective and not waste up too much energy. So at this point, we're just kind of running out the switch clock, and we go for the Alolan Raichu. At least shields are down on Bella's side. And you go for the Wild Charge and take out the opposing Raichu, and we'll be able to see how far a energy or a shield advantage on Raichu and Vigoroth is able to go against his Venusaur with energy and whatever he has in the back there. So he goes for the Frenzy Plant. I don't know. It's kind of tough, right? Because if he hadn't shielded that, it would have taken it out for sure. And if he had shielded, we'll be able to see how this plays out. But your Vigoroth kind of needs that shield now, because that Body Slam's going to hit pretty hard. Oh, dude, that's rough. I don't think it makes a difference, though, because in this case, we're going to go for the Wild Charge anyway, and you both feigning at the same time gives that Venusaur one less Frenzy Plant to farm you up. So it wouldn't have mattered whether you had done that Body Slam. It would actually further solidify his win, as opposed to coming this
because
close.
he would have gotten that Frenzy Plant just one turn earlier.
Yep, exactly.
So Yanmega not doing too hot. I mean, I'm not
not
sure.
a fan.
The thing is, let's say if I brought in a different bug flyer in that role, I think that nothing would have changed too much. I think, right?
Well,
it came
not
out.
really.
It came out, burned 2 shields, did some damage on the Raichu. I think that's about.
Masquerain at least hits for super effective with Ominous Wind, and super effective with Stab against it with Silver Wind. So it does force shields a little bit more than Ancient Power does. But then again, you know, Yanmega does a bit better against stuff like Noctowl, because Ancient Power hits for super effective against Noctowl. You know, it still resists it pretty decently because it's Ancient Power, but at the same time, there's trade-offs.
So Lickitung is saying that it would have been more damage if I used Vespiqun's Bug Bite in that situation.
Yeah. But Vespiquen is good.
Yeah. And I'm also being called out.
Matchup.
Yeah. It's not really a matchup.
The Vespiquen Alolan Raichu matchup, it's kind of like the Kanto Raichu against Alolan Golem or Graveler, in that neither of them really want to be in that match.
Yeah, and I was talking about Honda calling me out for having just one open space out of my 2000s.
Oh.
And
yeah.
I just noticed it.
Yeah, I'm horrible at that.
Are you a shiny checker or something?
No,
I thought we were doing PvP.
I have too many legendaries that I just can't get myself to get to. That was pretty cool, to delete.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I don't think many people expected an aerial ace from Satile, but boom, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and I believe Noctowl is still barely switch locked, so you're able to get in those discharges out.
We'll see. Not for long though, but yeah.
No, at this point he can switch out, but he's still able to get that Nightshade or Sky Attack. I'm interested to see how much damage this does. Yeah, not a whole lot.
Okay. The thing is,
So
you're
this
always
is a
worried
very
about
favorable. Yeah, it's a favorable matchup for Magneton, but I kind of was expecting him to switch out a little bit earlier. So we'll see. Yeah. So you're not gonna shield, you don't think?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know if I. Yeah, I don't think it matters in this case, but I don't know if I would agree with that. But I guess at this point it doesn't really matter because you just spam Leaf Blade, block whatever he has, and
right,
it's gonna be GG for that Raichu. I think he knows that at this point. He's just trying to.
Fury Cutter is just very
bother.
clean. Yeah, against these psychic types.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But I think the turning point was when the aerial ace connected with the
for sure.
for Heracross. Like, there's no way it survives that.
I just don't think he was just not very prepared for.
Well, if I run into him in my local tournaments, he'll know now.
Yeah. He had Noctowl, but I guess he just was afraid of losing it. But then he lost it against Magneton anyway, so he was hoping that you would switch out in response to his switch, and you almost did.
A little bit. I wasn't exactly sure. And I think that is I think Bella has to move on now, but I will have someone else battle. Let's see. I think my computer is the music stopped there for there you go. I'm not sure if B-Sab is here or if any of my other great friends, ultra friends are here, but if you guys want to send an invite, can do some battles there. Or if AJ has a team ready, we can do that too. My game is definitely freezing up a little bit. Okay.
Now, do you want me to send you 6, or do you want to just do blind?
We can do blind. So we are 1.5 hours into the stream, half an hour I think about to go for tonight. So if you haven't entered the giveaway for our $25 gift card, be sure to use !enter to join, and we'll call out a lucky winner from one of our 500 followers. And Arthur Lamora there, able to hop in just before we're gonna pull, I think, the winner in about 25 minutes, so around the 2-hour mark for the stream. Okay. So Justin, I guess you'll be lead commentator now. So Arthur Lamora dropping us a follow as well. But that means you weren't one of our first 500 followers. I think we're going to... I don't want to give you false hope, but basically what we said from the beginning of the stream and during the announcing of this giveaway is to be giving the prize to one of our first 500 followers, as we're celebrating that today. So I'm not sure if you will be selected by the Nightbot at the end of the stream, but we appreciate you dropping the follow as well. No worries. I just wanted to let you know so that there's no misunderstanding there. I actually currently don't remember what moveset I have on my this guy. in the middle.
On this guy.
Nearly gave it away there. Okay, this is a recipe for disaster. This. All right.
Just go with the mystery box.
Oh, really? Well, if you're out in Europe, it must be pretty late. We appreciate all the EU viewers as well. I know we attempted to start the stream earlier so that we can be somewhat EU friendly, but because of the power situation earlier with the storms, we weren't able to start exactly on time.
So,
but
yeah,
but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna
Go
talk
ahead,
about
for sure.
Yes, so Venusaur versus Beedrill, another tough lead situation for Quartz, and is forced to switch out, and then you get the counter switch from AJ, Vigoroth into Alolan Golem, which is a great matchup for AJ. So now Vigoroth down a shield, but with a little bit of energy stored up. Quartz goes with Venusaur. Here comes a body slam. We'll see what Quartz decides to do. He shields. And here we go. So Frenzy Plant into Vigoroth. AJ decides to sack Vigoroth and bring back in Beedrill with some energy. So this is a tough spot for Quartz to be in. Beedrill with a shield, and now AJ knows that Beedrill has the edge on both of Quartz's last two pokes, so he burns the shield as expected and goes for the Sludge Bomb. Body Slam into Alolan Raichu, so I expect just AJ to farm up here and then try to take a little bit of HP out of Venusaur.
Whoa.
A Wild Charge lands, and Venusaur looks like it's going to get to that Frenzy Plant. Let's see what Quartz decides to do here. Goes for the Frenzy Plant after going a couple Vine Whips over. And will he have the Frenzy Plant for the...
I tried to go for the Sludge Bomb, actually. Should I have just gone for the Frenzy Plant, you think? Would it have been able to take it out?
I don't think so.
You don't
I think
so?
Yeah, the double resistance there.
Hmm.
I thought you were just going for the Frenzy Plant, though, as sort of a Hail Mary.
It's a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a feeling that Frenzy Plant wasn't enough, so I was trying for the other one, which I wasn't sure of, you know.
Yeah.
But according to AJ, Poison type beats Bug type, so I should have killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quit playing after the handhelds, after Gen 3, so I'm with you, AJ, on brushing up on some of the type matchups. I couldn't remember some of the fairy typings initially, at the start of PvP. And
right. Because, fairy's only been around since
any.
Gen 6, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
The thing is...
I just knew
that
it beats dragons.
It does.
Like, that was it,
But I think when they introduced fairies, they thought about it very well. The balancing of the typings got better with the fairies introduction. Because can you imagine the likes of Spiritomb and Sableye, the ghost dark types? They literally have 0 weaknesses before the introduction of fairies. Well, because fairy beats dark type as well, there's a little more balance to a lot of typing and matchups.
It's also the dragons were really crazy stats.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of the Ubers,
Right.
I believe had just beefed up stats, and most of the legendaries were dragons, and so that was a problem.
And we're looking pretty good. Seeing a few people hitting that enter right before we're about 20 minutes away from pulling the winner.
I think I crashed.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm resending you.
Okay. I'm still battling you. Your opponent quit the battle. Okay.
Oh.
Now it ended.
So I don't even know what you had in the lead there.
I do though.
We all do.
4:40 a.m. here. You're addicted to PvP. Hey, we all are, Manticus. We all are. And 3 months follow age. Mr. Valor, I think that is a pretty good number to be in. I don't think we have been streaming for that long. I think we started in... Maybe it's about 3 months. 3 or 4 months. So you're probably one of the first followers. So... So now we all know what's happening.
So knocked out into Vigoroth. And let's see how they decide to play this out. Quwertz staying in it and going for the sky attack. And a shield from AJ. So these body slams are going to come out much faster than the sky attacks. With that counter damage chipping away.
A lot faster.
Yeah, much more than the wing attack. So
I'm gonna have to do some.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. All right, so a switch from Quwertz, and AJ goes for the body slam.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Instant delete.
That was quick. Yeah. And now Quwertz is really in a tough spot without a great answer for Vigoroth in the back. But he is able to wipe out Venomoth with one sky attack. AJ's probably saving that shield for Vigoroth. Thunder Punch takes out Noctowl, and Quwertz is really in a difficult position at this point.
Difficult? This is an impossible situation.
Impossible situation. Yeah.
Yeah, this is So, do you think I should have switched out earlier, you think?
Yeah.
But then, if I switched out to Breloom, right, which is my counter in the situation, would basically just get deleted by your Venomoth anyway.
Yep. That was the problem. You chose a high risk play in bringing no technical safe switches.
Right. And Brady Shitty, your friend, read you pretty well that you would save the shield for the Vigoroth.
Yeah. Yeah, we scrimmed a fair amount.
I think you shouldn't have shielded Noctowl at all against Vigoroth. And then just let it go down, huh? Yeah, in that case, yeah, let it go down. And then I bring in Breloom, he switches, then I have a chance to switch out. But then he'll... What was his third? Raichu.
Yeah, Venomoth and a Alola.
Then we would have been in the Raichu against Magneton situation, which also isn't great.
Yeah. That was just a tough...
And Bisab, I see you. You're back. Welcome. Not sure if I missed you earlier, but after the bout of 3 with AJ, I will be battling you. Yes.
Well, he hurts me sometimes. Phrasing.
Interesting.
Okay. Anyone know how this plays out?
I am actually not totally sure.
So Sceptile versus Magneton in the lead. Let's see what AJ goes with here. I didn't even think about me like trying to not give away the moves here. I don't know if I've been doing that unintentionally to you guys.
I don't think so.
Okay. Goes for the Leaf Blade, and let's see. So that takes a good chunk out of Magneton, but not going to quite do it.
Wow.
And let's see if we don't get a shield. So Sceptile's trying to make up this with a charge move, Leaf Blade, and let's see what AJ decides to do. So he sacks Magneton, which probably had a decent amount of energy. And goes with Vigoroth. Quartz is left with a decision, decides to go with Vespi here, knowing that AJ had a counter lead on that Vigoroth. AJ gets in one body slam and then switches to Alolan Raichu. So Vespi with a little bit of energy built up is a good situation for Quartz. He does decide to shield, which I think is the right play there, and then was able to get that X-Scissor off.
Can I take my charge move back?
Take your charge move back?
Yeah, I didn't, losing the charge move priority there means I probably shouldn't be firing it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've definitely had that happen to me before, too.
Take backs, please.
Yeah. So let's see how this plays out, because that Vigoroth has some energy. So it's not a...
Yeah, I don't think I can pull this off.
It really depends on how much.
Mainly because he's gonna get that second. He's gonna get that body slam way before me.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had enough to get 2 off, because if you did, I think that would have.
That would have probably gotten me.
Yeah.
That's rough, because I decided to bring in the 2 electrics. And Alolan Raichu isn't so great of a switch into Vespiquen.
Right. Well, let's
GG's.
Let's break that tie up.
Oh, you want to do another?
Oh, did you? Was it 2?
Oh,
I don't remember. I think that was the second one.
I thought you said.
Okay.
I thought that you said that was it, but I can send you another.
Okay. I was thinking because of like the best of 3, right? And we were at 1-1. So let's just finish that bout of 3. But my game is kind of freezing now. But yeah, guys, we're coming close to the end. 13 minutes to go. Again, if anyone who's just joining in yet and have not entered the giveaway, use !enter. Any guesses on what our last announcement is? Do I know what the last announcement is, Honda?
You should know.
God is holding our breath here. It's the contest 500 follows on YouTube. So Corndog is on YouTube asking the question. This is actually a giveaway for 500 followers on Twitch, actually. So we really appreciate our YouTube viewers as well. Unfortunately, I think this giveaway is only for our Twitch followers. Once we hit our next landmark on YouTube, which I think we're close to hitting 500 ourselves, we will have a custom giveaway for the YouTubers as well. But tonight will be a celebration for hitting 500 on Twitch.
Sarteki is getting a girlfriend. That's the announcement.
I've been seeing you hit enter a few times, Mofowich. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce your name, but if you've got the notification from Streamlabs that you've entered once, that's all we're getting. So this entry itself, we're only allowing 1 entry per person. But for future streams, when we can come up with a different setup for giveaways. Is that Wrangler dropping us a follow after subscribing to us earlier?
Yeah.
So he decided to give us a subscription before even following us, huh?
Are you stuck in the
I'm sorry, no, sorry. I was still setting something up. And now I'm about to go in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Alright, let's do this. And then I'm going to send a battle to my buddy B-Sab real quick. And then might be close to time.
So A Golem into Alolan Raichu. Let's see what they decide to do here. So AJ switches out, brings in Vigoroth, and Quartz follows with his Vigoroth. So shield play will be interesting to follow here with a slight energy advantage to AJ, but also has some chip damage from those rock throws. So Quartz decides to tank a body slam, going for another body slam, and AJ shields.
Oh, what?
Oh, Quartz just barely not able to get to that body slam.
Was that if an equation of me not doing the under tapping or no?
The under tapping?
Yeah, I think you might have over tapped there.
Oh.
Yeah. Should have under tapped.
I didn't follow the advice that was given.
But I think I'm pretty screwed here.
You
just
fear?
Because of what I have to bring to the table.
Do you fear Fortress? You fear Fortress, huh?
Oh. Yeah, this is not the best situation. Yeah, no. Alolan Raichu in the back for AJ.
Oh, dang, I got baited.
Quartz fell for the poison thing.
I got baited. This could be my downfall. That does nothing. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. Shielding a poison fang is just it's not a great feeling.
That could be
a great feeling at all.
That could be the end then. It actually, I think I lose now. He might be able to get off one more charge move. If it's a wild charge, I think it's basically it. Do you think he got the wild charge? He did. Oh wait.
You're still in it.
Oh
yeah. I mean that
was the only situation.
That was
it was so close.
That was so close.
Really close.
GG's AJ. Dang. That played out. That's a lot of interesting plays in that matchup over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Probably
Fortress.
Fortress, guys. Anyone bored of him yet from Rainbow? I'm not. And thanks for the singular bit there with the PogChamp, Pikachu. And someone is asking me to use the slacking for the memes. Hey, you know it. Alright, B-Sab, are you here? I'm not sure if you're still here, B-Sab. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
I don't think I could have done anything different because that was just such a bad matchup to be in. I really needed that Vigoroth to be locked into the Fortress. Sort of equal energy, equal shields.
Right.
And Venomoth was just dead weight. Probably that would have changed things if I would have had that Venomoth against his Vigoroth, but...
So,
right.
Are you guys saying that I should use slacking?
Well, that... You did say that you were going to bring slacking and slack off.
Slacking and slack off? What?
Yeah, during the preliminary 6 that we had everybody choose, I wrote them down, and you said slacking and slack off. That was it. That was your team. So.
Okay, so he wants to do one normal one first, and then I'll do a meme with him after. All right. All right, cool. So we're gonna do one actual matchup where I'm using normal meta stuff, and then we'll do the meme to close out the night. So again, we are going to do the last 2 battles of the night, and then for all of you guys waiting for the giveaway, we will be pulling a random winner very soon.
Head knowledge.
Are you guys if you any of subscribers are in chat, if you guys can just keep an eye out on the emotes. I feel like it should be approved anytime now. I was really hoping that it would be approved if we were on stream and we can start using them right now. If not, it will definitely be approved before the next stream tomorrow. So look forward to using that.
Yeah, even we can't use them unless
you have to subscribe.
Yeah, you have to subscribe.
You have to subscribe. So I mean, if I am on the Go Stadium account, I will be have access to it. But otherwise, yes, even the mods will have to subscribe. How's it going, Brett?
Alright, I've actually never seen you play this trainer, so we'll be able to see how he does.
It should be interesting. And also, we see a few people trying to fight for the second spot on the bits leaderboards. We do have, I think it's a weekly refreshing. Yes. So, if anyone who came on to stream a little late, the video will be up on YouTube by the end of tonight, and you can catch up on any parts you missed, including us showcasing the new emotes. All 6 of them. We did unlock the 3rd slot tonight, so thanks again to our new subscribers. So speaking of Fortress.
Alright, so you go for the Ominous Wind against Fortress. It's a favorable matchup for Masquerade just because of the Air Slash doing so much neutral damage with Stab, whereas Rock Throw and Heavy Slam take quite a bit of energy.
I'm actually not sure if I'm running Air Slash on my Masquerade.
Oh, you are, because if you weren't, you'd be on the other side of this match.
I see. I'll have to check.
And you got the boost.
Did get the boost there.
Oh, wow.
This is gonna be interesting.
Defense and attack. Yeah, very great way to close out the night with the boost, because this is not a matchup that Vigoroth wants to be switching into. Although Silverwind takes a little while to charge up in comparison to Bodies, Air Slash is just going to do a ton of damage when it's boosted up like this.
Oh, he's not even doing any damage right now. It looks like he might have...
maybe he's lagged out. Or maybe he's so intimidated by your boosted Masquerade that he just gave up. Yeah, that's one reason why I kind of want to use Masquerade, is because, you know, if you're able to get that boost, I mean, it's going to win certain matches, you know?
So it does look like it's Infestation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. It would have been even better with Air Slash.
What is the energy differential though? Like
Infestation is pretty high on the energy gain,
right?
But I think Air Slash is an overall better move.
But for a bug move, that was quite a lot of damage on it, huh?
Yeah, especially once it's boosted. Are you familiar with Infestation versus Air Slash?
Me or Justin?
Ollie?
Justin, do you know?
No, I'm not actually sure. I know Infestation is definitely one of the higher energy fast moves.
Yeah, but Dem6 managed to point out from the animation.
Let me see. I can look it up though.
So there is Infestation is 2 damage per turn and 3.67 energy per turn. So it's high energy, low damage.
Yeah.
Air Slash is 3 damage, 3 energy. So it's kind of like a balance.
Yeah. And that's what Chad is talking about right now as well. Choose Master and BR Robotics are both pointing out that the energy gain was what got me to the 3rd Ominous Wind. So I wonder now that he saw how much Ominous Wind does, if he's going to be shielding more. Okay.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So he said
Although,
both.
I think it's just really, it's really only helping in a situation where you want to spam Ominous Wind, right? Because Air Slash just does so much.
Ooh, Heavy Slam. So the thing is, both of these moves are 3-turn moves. So in terms of piggybacking or undertapping, it doesn't work, right? If they're both. Oh, look at that.
Nice. What are the odds of that? 2 boosts?
I know, right? 2 out of 5.
But eventually you're just gonna get these boosts, right? Because if you're running Silver Wind and Ominous Wind, it's just a matter of time before you start getting those.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's one argument in favor of Masquerain, you know?
And in terms of the typing, it's just like all the other bug flyers. It resists those counters pretty well, but definitely takes a lot of hit. Oh god.
Yeah, mind you, that's a boosted Ominous Wind.
That was a boosted Ominous Wind, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking in a sticky situation, aren't I?
Yeah, but it's pretty obvious what you're gonna bring. I mean, you're not gonna bring a gun to or a knife to a gunfight, right?
Bring a knife to a gunfight.
So Flash Cannon is gonna do a ton of damage there. That's the main appeal of Magnezone. Is even though it is glassy like its pre-evolution counterpart, it is able to tank a little bit more, and Flash Cannon is better damage per energy. Magneton can still have Flash Cannon, it's just that Magnet Bomb is lower energy, so it normally favors that. So I guess at this point, I don't know there's much you can do, because now you have Noctowl left against an energy advantage Vigoroth. It's gonna be, you're in a rough spot.
Wow, really?
For sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's twice.
Well, actually,
you might be all right.
Yeah.
Get to this.
I thought for some
Wait,
reason
he went with Brick Break.
Oh, that was stupid.
Maybe he doesn't have a second move unlocked yet, but I mean, I think even if it was the Body Slam, it wouldn't have
He
killed.
did Body Slam
So,
before.
yeah. I mean,
That
I
was
think
an
you
odd
would have
choice.
won either way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was getting some delay, and I thought I saw like two Pokemon left on his team.
Ah.
So I wasn't paying enough attention.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I was gonna say though, I was worried that you didn't switch to Noctowl sooner. Because I wouldn't want to let Vigoroth farm up.
Yeah.
Some energy.
Sure.
So he's saying okay to the meme, so we're gonna do it.
He's saying what?
No, I was just asking him if I'm okay. Is it okay to do one more where I run the meme one? So not sure what else I can fill into the other slots besides the family pair.
Let's see them. Let's see the moveset on that Sizer.
I can't see it from here, but it's.
No, that's what I'm saying. We'll see it.
Oh, you want to see it on the stream? Okay, we'll figure it out.
We'll just see it on
and
screen.
Then the good old Slackoth family. I don't have a giraffe yet, but I think I have one that I can power up pretty close. How about this guy? He's pretty close, right? The guy in the middle here. Let's do it. Why not?
Yeah, it's not like it's gonna matter.
Well,
He's
since
actually ranked.
there's
He's ranked
no
like upper 20s.
yeah,
I
in
think,
PV Poke.
PV Poke.
So Choose Master, there's no reason for me to make a giraffe rig after Beagle did it. So I think if I'm gonna be forced to make a meme, I'll make the dunce. Hey man, we had the all water or all razor leafer team. This is the straight all normal team. I think we can do this. I wonder if he's gonna bring a meme team himself, but this should be interesting. I don't even know what moveset I have on this guy. Oh, he has a Munchlax. And you guys would
kind of
yeah.
Kind of hoping he just brings Heracross and Vigoroth and just runs through your team.
You know, it's a pretty good chance. I have no idea what fast move I have on this guy, but it's not charging or doing much damage at all. Is it just quick attack? He's pretty tanky though.
Splash? I don't know. It looks awful.
It looks.
Or
yeah.
no, it's because it's dig. That's why.
Dig is the. Oh, dig is a very slow move. Is that?
Yeah.
I see. Oh, it's
Dig
bite.
is a charge move.
Yeah, you can see the bite
Right.
animation. You're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
Yeah. But it's just taking. It looks like it's taking so long to charge up because dig costs so much energy.
And it doesn't do very much, does it?
No.
Hey man, we did say we were gonna close it out with a meme, so this is going full meme. Technically, if I keep using shields, I can take it out before, like with just bite. It seems like. That's not.
Gosh, this is worse than a Basti mirror.
Does Yan do any damage at all? Maybe I should have used the other Pokemon to clear all the shields first. Oh wow, look at that guy. Slacking just got a kill. Who was laughing at the king earlier?
Yeah, I don't think a cleanup can.
And I think when I told him about the meme, he ran a meme on himself. That's a shiny Roselia right there.
Nice.
Shiny Roselia is just very heavily attack weighted, right? That's the problem with it.
Right. Yeah, not very conducive to Great League performance.
But in terms of a budget options in raids and all that, I think it's pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he barely gets to the last body slam.
I know, it's perfect. Slacking did his job, man. But yeah, guys, so we're coming to the end of the stream. Really appreciate you guys chilling with us tonight. Right after this match, we are going to close the giveaway entry. And oh wow, Bibarel. Normal water type? Is that what this guy is?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we will announce the giveaway winner for our oh my goodness, we're so close to even win this game too. Bite and dig has to be the worst combo.
You brought a grenade to a fist fight in Vigoroth.
That's true. Yeah, that kind of evened things out with Vigoroth in there. Anyway, let's get to this, guys. Let's get to this. So let's go to the giveaway thing. Anyone who's part of the first 500 followers who haven't entered yet, final chance. All right, we'll count down to 10. Exclamation mark enter to enter a chance to win our $25 gift card giveaway. So we'll count to 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and closing the entry now. We have 56 entries, including some which are on YouTube. So again, remember this is a celebration for the 500 followers on Twitch. So if, for example, I pick a winner here and it's a YouTube member, unfortunately we will have to re-roll because we do want this to be a Twitch celebration. All right, so just make that clear from the beginning. And let's do this. You guys will see in chat once the winner is picked.
Is this
oh,
guy
wow.
Nice.
That is pretty incredible. So Bella Baulam, who was battling me just a few minutes ago, featured on our streams many times, right?
We're getting rigged accusations.
No, this is not rigged. You guys saw I just randomized, the members who entered the giveaway, and it just happens to be Bella. I'm gonna send him a message right now too.
I'm not sure if word on the street is that Bella and Quwertz are neighbors. This was all set up.
In the scale of the entire country, we are technically neighbors.
Speaking of Bella, we could probably make our last announcement now.
What was the announcement again?
So I'm going to tag Patreon in the chat real quick. So many of you know that we recently rolled out some new Patreon tiers, and one of the benefits of the elite tier was
Ah.
that we would have a top consortium of trainers, and we have finally formed that top consortium.
Ooh, who are
And
these
I
guys?
have so we have a team of 8 top trainers that are a part of the Go Stadium team now,
Kind of
and
gotta.
they are our new battle analysts who will be working exclusively for our elite patrons and also helping us in our meta discussions. We have the North American champ, Sam Schmusif. We have the runner-up, Peace Love Hugs. We have the world famous from the Dirty South, Atlanta, Caleb Pang. We have our newest giveaway winner, Bella Baulam.
Wow.
We have I don't know his name. We have 0000000X000
000.
000. Yeah. Who was also in the North American Finals. Ranger Mimikyu, who was also in the North American Finals. Master, who will actually be on our stream tomorrow night as we break down the Jungle Cup meta in very extensive fashion. And also to wrap up, we have House Stark 93, who was featured in several of King's videos running Rainbow Cup out of Philly, I believe. So those 8 guys have come on our team as battle analysts. You can see them in the Discord, and like I said, those guys are going to be helping us out with streams, some of our analysis, and also to serve our elite patrons. There's still several spots open for elite patrons. It is capped at 15 people currently. So please, if you have it in your heart to contribute and you want to look at some of those exclusive rewards, please let us know.
It's exciting.
I think there have been a lot of good discussions already going on in those Discord channels, exactly, right? So let me pull up our Patreon supporters screen before we end the stream tonight. So these are our big supporters on Patreon, and again, the people who are supporting, especially in certain tiers, you get to have access, like Honda was saying. So if you have any interest, you can hop on over to our Patreon and support us that way. So I think to summarize, we have a big stream happening tomorrow evening. The times will be announced. If you have the Twitch stream role, you will be tagged when we have a confirmed time. I think at the moment it's 6 p.m. EST. Am I right? AJ, is that the time that we said? EDT, sorry.
We said, yeah. 6 p.m.
But
Eastern time.
Yeah, Eastern time. So we will confirm that again. But basically, we'll have our article on the meta up by then, and then the stream will basically be explaining how we came to our conclusions, the matchups on the simplified article, and so on. That's the biggest thing for tomorrow. We do have our Twitch emotes live as a summary. Gen 5 Pokemons are now, the stats are on GoStadium.club, and if you want the bot in your server, I'm going to do it one more time, PvP bot. But other than that, yeah, I think we're coming to over 2 hours. Appreciate you guys still coming by after the delay. And thanks to Justin and AJ and Honda for coming on stream as well after the delays. But anything else to say from you guys? And Bella is actually joining here in the Twitch chat. Congratulations. You won the $25 gift card from our 500 followers giveaway.
Rigged.
No, guys, it's totally fair. Yeah.
She is actually donating her gift card. He is actually donating. I know. Because he's actually donating his gift card back for our next giveaway.
No way. Wait, he's going to donate that gift card
awesome.
back to the drawing? What? That's incredible. Wait, I have to message him about this one.
So I'll be interested to see which of Quartz neighbors gets the second drawing.
Why must it be a Quartz neighbor? Why can't it be Quartz? Oh right, I wasn't allowed to enter the giveaway. That's true. Wow, Bella, that's very generous of you. Yeah, does that mean we have to do another giveaway at the next stream tomorrow? If that's the case, you guys might want to tune in then. Okay, we have Pocket Monster Max streaming some Pokemon Go at the moment. So just like we always end stream giving a support back to the community, we'll give a raid out to Pocket Monster Max. So we're gonna end the stream here, guys. Thanks again for joining. We will see you next time. I guess we gotta wait for the 10-second countdown timer for the raid, but once that is done, we will raid. Alright, see you guys.